Hello, Tamers. Thank you for being here today. This isn't just a big thank you to Phil for letting me do this with him yesterday. For any of you out there who doesn't really know, he's probably one of the biggest fans I have, and he's been here for a very long time and been very supportive of the channel. And when he came to me and said he wanted to do this, it was obviously one thing is very heartfelt. Like I feel like he just wanted to help me out, but at the same time, I think it was just a very genuine, kind thing of him to do. So again, thank you, Mr. Lee. I do appreciate this, and hopefully everyone here can enjoy the video. It's a very long video. This isn't like your typical like 13-year-old's deck profile where it's like, yeah, I played a card because it's a card. This is essentially an in-depth video of like, here's 50 cards, here's the reason why I played them, these are the reasons, these are how it's why, this is what I did in play testing. You're getting me seen. I'm going to obviously put like description here like where everything is, people will make it a bit easier, but otherwise it's fairly long, so I do understand if some people aren't going to be very interested, but again, thank you again, Phil. It's truly an honour to do this with you, sir. So let's jump into the video. So, hi everyone, I'm Get It Swiftly. As Get It Swiftly Gaming, this is my fantastic supporter and at this point better player, Phil Lee, who came second in Sunday's Birmingham Regionals. So Phil, take it away.
Hi everyone, it's Phil. I came second on Sunday at UKG. Came 18th as well with the same deck with Imperialdramon. So starter deck Imperialdramon. So I'm just gonna go through my deck list.
Right, so if you don't mind, we'll do the babies first. So you played one Upamon and then
That's
4
correct.
Demi Vs.
Yeah. So the Upamon is good, like, because sometimes your opponent will like hardcast like a Vmon like turn 1, or sometimes a Gato if you're playing against the Mastermon, and it just helps you with like, you know, with the draw sometimes in that first turn, just to get your draw engine going. Because one thing anyway that I found with like the Imperial deck is you need that draw just to be able to see your pieces and that. The 4 Demi Vmons, I would say, this card did a lot of work for me in the weekend. Again, it helps with the draw. With like using the XV ones a lot, when you're constantly like swinging at your opponent, and then being able to DNA Digivolve into the Paladin and then being able to swing again. It's having that, so like being able to draw loads and loads of cards, pretty much finding mostly a pieces that you're looking for. I don't think I can add any more to that. So
I just found myself that like Demi V was just such a good card in this deck. You could use one of the other Demi Vs, which is like the suspend. If you unsuspend, get yourself 1000 DP, but
yeah,
like, draw power I think is like a key for this game, despite it not being like an overall issue essentially in the game.
Yeah.
So
I
next
totally
we'll do
agree.
the ST7, is it? ST8 Vmon. Did you play 2 of these in the deck?
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, so this is like good for like, for me, I found it useful. I know some people you like using sometimes the German Vmon, the other Vmon from, I think it's BT3, like if you unsuspend you draw a card. I found this one quite useful in that it helps you find a lot of your blue-green pieces, your Paladin, your Dino Beamons, your Lydramons, the Tamers, even Megadeth as well, which is really useful. Just helps you find those vital pieces in those vital moments when you need them, and I found it useful. I limited it to 2. I wouldn't play any more than 2, only because like what you don't want to do is sticking all your vital bits to the bottom of the deck that you'll never see until the end of the game. So yeah, I think 2's enough on that one.
So I had this in my deck originally, and the night before I took it out because I kind of found having 7 or less draw power anyway after like turn 2 just doesn't get used anymore.
Yeah.
Because the deck essentially just goes turbo mode.
Yeah.
I think it was a good card. Eventually, hopefully, we'll get one that warps into an Imperialdramon and you'll just have even more problems.
Yeah.
So next one, you play 2 of the reveal 4, and then find 1 double-sided blue card.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I think I also played 2 in my deck, but I find it to be very weird, especially if you were like early game looking for a specific card.
Yeah. That's
But it
right.
can find both Megadeth and Davis and Ken.
Yeah.
Which is quite useful.
That's the one I just initially talked about. Sorry. I was thinking, which one is he talking about? Oh, damn. Oh, no. Yeah, I was talking... Yeah, the other VMon is good draw engine, no, but yeah, you're absolutely right, no, with in regards to that VMon. It's very useful, definitely, like I said, anyway, initially, for slight situations where you actually looking for those key pieces, especially Megadeth, it's like...
So I thought about the draw engine, I was like, yeah, I suppose if you're just like circling your deck, you just want to find something, yeah, it makes sense, but yeah, also this card's fantastic for find your Tamers, find your removal. If you're okay for your champions, it's good to look for your anything basically after your ultimates and your megas.
That's right, yeah.
So I really enjoyed this card. I thought it was really good. But yeah, as I said, anything more than a 2 of it just becomes essentially you're going to just cycle your deck too much and you'll just miss out on all your key points then.
That's right.
Play 3 of the V EX1 cards.
Yeah.
Now I played this 4 of because I found it, especially with Imperialdramon as your key ultimate. Unsuspend, unsuspend, you just gain so much memory.
Yeah. It's an amazing card. I found it helped me, like when I was like in a spot, when I was put to 1, and like this helped me like go back to 2, especially against the mirror match where you might hit the hammer spark, your opponent's hammer spark in their security. So this is like a guarantee that if you do hit it, that you've got a bit of a cushion to protect yourself from it. But again, yeah, like you said, having that extra memory allows you to make all those plays. And I would like to say, that with it just expands of what you can do in the deck more when you've got that availability there to actually, especially with the memory in that, to go into like more plays, extending your plays even further. Yeah, anyway, this deck and this particular card has definitely done a lot of work, I would say, this weekend.
Yeah, it's such a good card. It's one of the very few cards that I always wanted to have as my breeding rookie, because essentially you're just going to use it to get.
Yeah.
Obviously, if you get lucky enough, you can have the jamming VMon if it's in your deck. Obviously, you didn't run it. You want that in there, so you get early game draws. But
yeah,
if you can build straight up into your Imperialdramon, you want to get those memory take back as quick as you can.
That's right. Yeah.
And then probably the best card in the deck, because it's ridiculous, the searching any free type Digimon VMon.
Yes.
I think it's the best card in the deck because it's just so ridiculously good.
I play 4 of it, and I would probably say that this is probably the best deck, and this is the best card in the mare, I would say, because of how much it can, because it's got the word that real top 3 add a card with 3, and most of your deck in the Imperialdramon, it's got 3 in that, so you can pick anything. Literally.
I believe the only cards in this specific deck, so I was just going to spoil a bit for people later who want to look, is the only cards that you can't find that are Digimon are Chimera and Paladin mode, as Paladin mode is a vaccine type Digimon.
Yeah. Yeah.
But essentially, the other 20 odd plus cards that you have as Digimon in that deck have found it can find itself. It can find any champion. It can find any of its own line of ultimates. It can find both dragon modes.
It
can find fighter mode. Such a resilient card, and you'd have to worry about accidentally going, oh no, I just put all my green cards to the bottom. Damn.
Yeah. Whereas this says pick anything with the trait 3 in it. It's like make your pick, choose whatever you want, in that situation. It's like, it's fantastic.
Don't get me wrong, occasionally you'll whiff and you'll draw like a Hammer Spark, a Megadeth, and a Davis, but every now and again you expect it to happen, but luckily not too often.
Absolutely.
So then a little bit of spicy, in my opinion, for yours, because I didn't see anyone else do this, but that might have been because I was playing against the low-tier scrubs at my end. 2 of the Madoki Betamons.
Absolutely. This did work, this weekend, especially against the mirror, because they rely so much on extending their plays and using the hammer spark. I think one of my opponents used 2 blue memory boosts just to try and extend their plays out. And when I just dropped the Madoki on the board, they just looked at me and their face dropped.
I can't do anything with this card on the field. It's like, that's a shame. Anyway, your turn.
Yeah. So this card definitely did work, I would say. And even then, like even if you go into different other matchups, other like card matchups, it's just a good rookie to have on board to evolve on top of, with the XVmon and that. Even if you can't find the Vmons that you would ideally want, or even any Vmon at all, which I found a few times I couldn't find at all, and this came really handy anyway. But in total I played like 13 rookies in this.
It's quite low, because a lot of people playing 14 to 16.
Yeah. There was somebody that actually played 16 Vmons. I thought, wow, like they want to make sure. Yeah, but I set my sights on just 13 only because like I've got the starter Vmons that helps me search for another Vmon with the word free in it. So it didn't mean like even if I sort of like whiffed it, maybe getting it, and I had other ways of getting like the rookies, of which 11 of them got free, and they got the word where they're actually Vmons as well. So yeah, no, but Madoki definitely did work this weekend.
As you said, probably very good in the matchup. Probably not so good against yellow hybrid, as they'll just rapid mon onto you and destroy the poor thing.
Oh yeah, yeah. I think with Rapidmon, anyway, it just destroys the whole board. That was the only. I think that's the only sort of like bad matchup, but I'll probably go into it in a bit later, but like in terms of matchups, but definitely going up against like Rapid, it didn't like stop it from whatever it needs to do, especially with the Madoki on board. But
so I generally found it quite good, quite an even one. It's probably one of the harder ones, I do agree, but the counter match is quite awkward just for the sake of whoever kind of swings first is generally going to be winning on Imperialdra.
That's right. Yeah, definitely.
So your other spicy tech, because I saw people running Lobos in decks, but I didn't see anyone else running a Kumamon.
Yeah, the Kumamon, it's good for like those matchups, especially like if you're playing against the X antibody.
Okay.
There is the Mastermon, but also the X antibody, because you've got inheritable where like they give their X antibody blocker or anything, and this just removes it completely. So also in the mirror as well, and like you can move their any way of like drawing more cards, like the Uber or the Demi V as well. It's just, I mean, it's got its uses and that. I may sort of like change it. I mean, I was thinking of playing the Lobamon, being it's 1k bigger. I saw somebody played the the bear one. I've forgotten what's his name now.
Kikuchimon?
Yes, that one. The one that stuns anyway when you like Digivolve on top of
damn Digimon.
Yeah. So I mean that's it again anyway. This will help me win sort of like games unexpectedly. you know, when your opponent thinks that they've got the game wrapped up, and like into their turn, then you just pop out and say, we would say Lobo for game, but it's Kumo for game.
Other bear for game, excuse me? Bear. It's quite interesting. Yeah, I suppose that's it. If they can't block it and they've got nothing left in the security, it's bye-bye game. So you played 2 of the Lydramon.
That's correct. This is a tech, that my friend suggested.
I ended up playing 4 of these and just 2 stings in the end, because I found just having more blues and greens total was just better for the Imperialdramon.
Yeah. I think in my case, I wanted to just play the 2. Only because, like, with the Stingmon, you can reduce their cost by down to by 1, so to make them a 3 cost.
3 cost.
Whereas with this, you need something to evolve on top of it to pay it
effective.
to 2. Otherwise,
it be to make it really effective.
That's right. Yeah. I must say, it's been this card, the Lydramon, is really useful in that. Not only will it tap down opposing VMons and stuff like that, but if your opponent's playing Magnamon as well, it just taps it down. It just says, no, you can't block now. No, I'll just swing for game or whatever. But
that annoyed a lot of them, because they're thinking, oh yeah, I'll block and I'll armor purge, and it'll save me till next turn, and all of a sudden it's like, oh, I don't get to do anything. Nope, just you have to watch me win the game now.
Yeah. But surprisingly, this actually worked with this ratio. I've just playing the 2 Lydramon. Yeah, I know. I can't say more than that. This just worked in the deck for me. It's brilliant.
So as long as it works, also matters. Well, I was originally playing 4 Stingmon, but I found that I just whiffed it so many times on searches. But you played 4 Stingmon, and obviously it succeeded for you.
Oh, yeah. I mean, with the 4 Stingmon, just being able to reduce its costs, it's just a benefit in itself, in that you just don't pass over the turn. It's just so good. Even sticking a VMon on board and then playing the Stingmon for 3 off it. It's that was just good. If I wanted to activate, say, Megadeth for cheap, this was a good way. Also, it was a good option to help me memory choke my opponent as well. Yeah, I mean, it's a brilliant card. Also, it's inheritable, but being able to
whenever you attack
constantly. I mean, it's you just draw literally half your deck into your hand using this card.
I think a lot of people don't realise how much draw power is in Imperialdra, because Fenton, who was day 1 winner, he was like, how do you need to draw yourself out in Imperial? It's because on 1 turn, you swing 6 times, you draw 12 cards.
Yeah. Absolutely. That's
if I can't kill you, I'll kill myself. Don't worry about
it. I didn't have anybody deck me out, thankfully.
Oh, I was quite lucky. I got close to it in one of the hybrid matchups. I think I was down to 6 or 7 cards left, but
oh my god,
that was a grind.
Really? Oh my word. Yeah, that's one of the decks I didn't come across very much. The hybrid decks. I came across a lot more mirrors
in the middle, because their win rates end up being a lot of draws, and so you only sort of see them very early, and then if you're winning against them or someone else is winning against them, you don't get stuck with them. So you generally go against more Imperial or the occasional good Nasty player, or if you're really unlucky, Fenton. Fenton's normally the person you don't want to go against, because that's the person who's normally going to ruin your day.
Oh, absolutely. I heard he was playing the Lilith Loop.
Lilith Loop with Creepymon.
Yeah.
I heard a lot. He won a lot against by decking people out.
I've seen that card in in actual action. And I tell you, no, seeing your pieces milled into your drop area and you not being able to do anything. It's
Just wave them goodbye. It's fine.
yeah, yeah.
It's just fine. Don't worry, it's just fine. I don't want to play this game anyway. So you played 4 of the XVmon, which I think is standard in most of these decks, running 4 of these because it's just a ridiculously good card.
I think he's it's got to be one of the MVPs in my deck. XVmon.
Jamming on its own ability gives jamming to it an Imperialdramon or a Digimon free trait so good.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially with the Paladin, so like sitting on top of him. It's like
just jamming and draw power and
spend
and do it again.
And do it twice as well. Yeah.
Watch me do it again.
I mean, I'll tell you this, no, like in my last match, I didn't have the pieces at all to go into the DNA Digivolve into the Paladin. So what I did was he put me on 2 memory. So what I did was I brought out my XVmon from the raising area, swung with it, drew with the XVmon, and then what I did was I put the Paladin on top of it. So I passed over 2 to him, and then after that, he couldn't answer it. In like this was the deciding game anyway. In my final game on Sunday. To help me to get to second, and that itself helped me get towards my win con in the end, because he just didn't have an answer for it. But
well, we're going to go over into Paladin now, so you can talk more about how ridiculously good this card is as well. So for those who aren't really looking at the Japanese meta when we do like card decks and stuff, in Japan essentially the deck was just Paladin on the deck because it's just so good. And as Phil said, you give someone 2 memory. They sit there scratching their chin, going, I don't know what to do, and then the following turn you can just swing twice, and if they don't stop you in security, you're just going to take the game away.
Yeah, absolutely. I think with Paladin, which I play 4 of, I do love its DNA Digivolve effect, in that it can bottom deck anything with 6,000 DP or less.
I almost never got to use that ability because I was always given the memory as they put like a level 5 out, and it'd always be like 7,000 or 8,000. Like,
oh god,
never get to use it.
Oh.
Or they'd have like their mega out, and it's like, well, I'm just gonna win anyway. But
yeah,
I wish I could have just bottomed something of yours. I think a lot of people who don't know what this card specifically does are surprised when you just go like, oh yeah, well that card goes to the bottom of your deck, so you don't get to do anything for the rest of the turn. I'm going to swing twice now. I'm going to draw like 12 cards. I'm then going to Digivolve into my Imperialdramon. Then I'm going to drop all these cards out and do it again. And they just look at you going like, what? It's like, oh yeah, don't worry, I haven't stopped yet. Just keep going, don't worry about it.
Oh yeah. Especially if you do it against Yellow Hybrid. They're looking at you.
They stare at you, they're going like, okay, I've got all my Tamers out, what are you going to do? I'm just going to keep going. Unless you can get Wyvern's Breath in your security, you're not stopping me. And then you hit Wyvern's Breath, you're like, ah, got that.
Oh, that's shortened my game already.
Final game for me before I dropped, just because I thought I'd better go in for the little one, was against Yellow Hybrid. And I must have done like 15, 16 security checks to him over the one game. And the last security check was Wyvern's Breath, and it was like, damn.
Yeah.
Can't do anything now.
No.
So you play, which seems to be more common, 2 Dino Beamons.
Yes.
I'm the strange person. I like to run this at 4 because I like the idea of just having so much DNA in there, but you only run it at 2.
I think it's good in that with the Dino Beamons, I like being able to tap down something and saying that to my opponent they can't attack with that big stack now with whatever they've got on their field. But I do like the Inheritable also did a lot of work for me for Dino Beamon. That paired with like the fighter mode, or even Chimera. Yeah, Chimera, even fighter mode. Amazing. Absolutely amazing card.
I wish there was some way of giving fighter mode like an extra colour just so you can be at 16k.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, that'd be the nuts, I think.
Because then you basically punch for everything. Don't have to worry about Wyvern's Breath, don't have to worry about Susanoo, don't have to worry about any of the Omnimons.
Yeah.
But no, it's a very good card. 15k is a lot of respectable damage, but sadly not enough to get over some of the scarier boys in security.
No.
And then you play, which seems to be more common, the one Chimera.
That's right. This one Chimera, it's really good in that it allows you to like, I mean, sometimes it might be that you might get 2 XP mons out on the field or 2 sting mons, and it's like you've got no way of, you're trying to find like trying to find the answer, trying to get into Imperialdramon, but this is like your 7th sort of optional.
I'll just suck everything in kind of thing.
Yeah.
And I'll just carry on playing, which is a good choice, really.
Yeah. I mean, this sort of like helps if you're playing against a mirror match, if they've got like a fighter mode on board, this helps reduce its cost, and then you stick your own like fighter mode on top, and then you bounce your opponent's one back to their hand and think, oh, right, okay, I suppose I'll have to start my stack again. But yeah,
it's very annoying if someone's been playing D&Age's Evolution decks. It's very annoying when your big stack just doesn't get to do anything. It's like, oh, well, I wanted to play that card. Well, that's same to be you then.
Yeah. But no, Chimeramon, definitely. I definitely saw it being teched in quite a lot of decks. Especially with my last opponent's one, he played 2. I saw him play 2 of them in his deck, and I thought, wow. He obviously rates it very highly, that card. So, yeah, amazing card. Absolutely.
Really so good. A little bit too good. Which is why Jesper's now kind of like kicked in the shins.
Yeah, I think it's definitely a utility card in every deck, I would say. I don't think there isn't really a deck you wouldn't want to play it in. It definitely takes a lot of benefit, especially in multicolour type decks, and this definitely
doesn't want to play it right now is Yellow Hybrid, because their deck is just so tight knit anyway.
Yeah, absolutely.
So you played only 3 Imperialdramon modes.
That's right. Mainly because of space.
Fair enough.
Yeah, definitely because of space, but definitely this card is so good. Would I play it at 4? I don't know. I think 3 is about the right number for it, I think, for what I want it to do. Being so tight for space and that, I felt like 3 is the right one, and being able to extend your plays, going into, say, your Imperialdramon, and then like having HBD in your hand, and they'll be able to do that all again. It's amazing card, really good card.
I personally like this at 4 because it's quite a nice scary card in security as well. Just having 12k is a good number against a lot of these decks at the moment.
That's right. Yeah.
But just being able to, like you said, like essentially recycle your cards back out again, go into Imperialdramon, go into Chimera, go into Dino B, do another swing, upsetting your opponent. I think it's just a very good combo piece for the deck.
Yeah.
Then, your favourite card by the sounds of it, Fighter Mode.
Absolutely. This is another one of my VPs. I'll probably say this is like my rank 1 MVP. I don't know if people underestimate how good this card is.
I played against 2 people that just didn't know what it did, and it was just like, it was like,
really?
Your own deck? What do you mean you don't know what it does? So good. So I'm gonna just smack that back into your hand. I'm gonna swing. So I'm gonna suspend one of your things because I've got almost a blue got a source. I'm gonna swing out and become unsuspended again. And I'm gonna swing again, and I'm gonna do it again to another Digimon, and then I'm just gonna whack my finger at you.
Yeah. It's a bit like a level 6 Imperialdramon. That's how it felt like when I played it.
Kind of does, yeah.
Amazing card. Definitely difficult to get rid of and out unless you Mega Death it, Wyvern's Breath it. Any sort of like, any way, of like just getting this off the board, was not easy. I mean, there was a few games where opponent just couldn't find the answers, and trying to bounce this back or just get rid of it, because of the threat, that it posed, which is like equal to like the Imperialdramon.
Yeah.
Um,
It is essentially said like Imperialdramon version 2. It's just but bigger.
yeah, a big boy, definitely a big boy.
At that point, you don't really care about jamming either because it's just so chunky. It's like, well, I'm not really scared of smashing into security. The likelihood of me smashing something bigger than me is very minimal at this point. It's like the
Yeah,
Wyvern's breath, but that wouldn't stop it anyway. Goddamn jamming.
no,
So you played one, and I always find it strange to play one of these.
yeah,
Paladin mode.
yeah. I only actually used this once. um, I think it was against my first opponent on the Saturday event. That's because he dropped 9 memory on me, so I dropped this.
Fair enough then. Yeah, I'm
on
gonna
his-
throw this down.
And I bottom decked his card, didn't I? I think it was Yellow Cherubi that gives all my
the
whole
Tamer one,
board
yeah.
minus. And I thought, right, okay, so I may not be swinging the game, but at least I will be putting your card at the bottom of the deck, so you can't do anything either. Yeah, I didn't hardly see this at all in all my matches that I played. I think the only time that it really mattered when it was hit off the security, and they had a big bod, and they didn't expect a 16k bod to be in the security.
Never do.
Killed their thing. So yeah,
So it's a unique card because I don't think a lot of people I saw played this. I think a lot of people were doing what I like to do, which is the Omnimon instead.
yeah.
So you could, like have that last security for game.
Mm-hmm.
But no, as of next set, the EX2, like Paladin mode is a lot better than it currently is meta. You played, I think, just the standard amount of Davises. You played 3.
Yeah, that's right. I played the 3. Very good searcher. Probably best tamer card for this deck. Good for searching for whatever pieces. You'll definitely find whatever you want. And most of it is like blue-green. So you can, when your opponent is like looking at you, not only do they looking at, oh, you got a blue card. Oh, damn, you got a Imperialdramon there as well. Oh, and it's green. Oh, so
Yeah,
you got 2 cards then.
Yeah, they look around, but they don't really see, and all of a sudden it's like, oh no. It's like, oh yes. Oh yes, indeed.
Yeah, definitely. I think this is why. Davis is like one of the most expensive tamer cards right at the moment in the market.
It's him, Ty, and TK all share the same sort of like £12 to £15 price market. Like,
yeah.
Davis is like Davis and Ty have the same situation where they don't have any reprints. Davis even more so because there's only one printing of him, where at least the Ty has a box topper.
Yeah.
But we will see one of those with the Jesmon deck.
Yeah, the Davis definitely.
So
I think
nice,
people
awesome
find 4 boxes of that.
Oh, definitely get you 2 with Jessies, get you 2 Ragnars, and get you 4 Davises. You'll be all happy.
Yeah.
And then you played, I believe, 2 of the Davis and Kens.
Yeah.
I think is the good amount in any of these decks, to be honest.
I think this is a very good card, especially if the Lydramon in the raising area.
Oh yeah.
Brilliant card.
You move out, you go from 3 to 5. It's fantastic.
Yeah. Amazing.
This won me a game before where I moved my Lydra out, played a Lydra myself, then digivolved into a Paladin and just swung for game. It was fantastic.
Wow. But that card itself, it's being played in Armor Rush as well. Wow, yeah. That was so effective in that deck, that card itself.
Well, a lot of people don't seem to figure out how it works. I don't understand. Like it's like people try and use their armor texture to do like the unsuspend mechanic. It's like you've got 2 Ken and Davises on the field already. Just use one of their effects and just unsuspend yourself. Don't be wasting more cards for no reason.
I just think
it's a great card. Fantastic.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then you played obviously 1 Icewall because it's just such a good card.
Yep, that actually in the mirror, this actually helps.
Oh, it does.
Again,
so
in
much.
the mirror, yeah, it just stops your opponent from actually swinging for game.
It's like, I'm going to give you 2 memory, and then it's like, all right, no, I'll give you 1 memory, and they go, okay. It's like, you can swing once, and then it goes to my turn, and now I have 7 memory. So what are you going to do? And they just look at you blank in the face like, I don't know. Good. I'm glad you don't know.
it's like in the mirror. It's like who actually gets this card out first, so you can swing the game.
I mean, I got quite lucky. A couple of times it got used against me, I was in a situation where I couldn't like swing anyway. It's just like, yeah, sure, just give me my turn. I'll go to like 4 memory. It's fine. Don't worry about me. And then you played, I think you mentioned before, 1 hidden potential discovered.
That's right. Yeah.
I did see some lists running this and some lists not running this. I thought about running it myself, but then I thought it probably won't come up too often. And to be honest, I think the amount of times I saw it get bottom decked in people's decks, I'm kind of glad I didn't run it.
Yeah. This card has won me a lot of games, I will say right now. Very good card. Especially if you get it in your hand. It's just amazing. I mean, even if you'd like to use it on, say, the Imperialdramon, and then you digivolve and top it with fighter mode on top of it. It's like, I swung twice.
That a few times.
Well, I was swinging twice again.
It's very good. So a lot of people forget, it's like, yeah, I'll swing with like my jamming V, or my jamming XV, I'll digivolve into Peldra, I'll swing, I'll suspend, is there anything on the board, I'll hit potential, I'll jump into fighter mode, got Ken and Davis in the field already, I'll unsuspend from its effect, I'll do 2 more swings, so in one turn you've done 4 swings.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah.
People just don't think how like, powerful it is.
I think people underestimate the potential of this hidden potential card, hidden potential discover, combined with the fight mode, like, and the Imperialdramon. It's like, well, it's your opponent like looking at the security and like looking at your opponent and thinking, right, okay, I've got about another turn maybe to live.
Yeah. And all of a sudden it's like, oh, I guess I have no security left. Oh, okay. And then if they've got anything left on the board, you just go Mega Death, and it's like, oh, okay, I guess I'm not doing it next turn. No.
Yeah.
You're not.
Just to be cruel. Just to add that.
It's like, I'm going to give you 5 memory, but you can't do anything with it. Have fun. It's like, oh. Yeah. Right, so you played 3 Hammer Sparks, which is kind of on the upper curve. I saw a lot of people playing 2. I played 2.
Yeah.
I think occasionally I saw people play 3.
Yeah. I think 3 for me felt like the right number. 4 I felt was a bit too much because, like, really your 4th Hammer Sparks, literally your ice wall when you're hitting off the security.
Yeah.
It's more of a defensive card. It's more of a card where you want to see it in your opponent in your own security. So when they do hit off it, your opponent's limited to what they can actually do, because 2 memory is in this game is a lot of memory to give up. Because
a lot of people will sit at 0 or 1, think I'll just swing in, and obviously they'll hit a Hammer Spark and they're like, it's my turn now.
And I suppose I lose now. That's what happened to me in one of my matches. I was playing the Armor Rush deck. I had full board. I swung in, hit their Hammer Spark. I was on 1, and then I passed turn straight after, and then lost. And then I lost the following deciding game, and
so I enjoy it though. If you do that, you've got your V-Mon with the unsuspend gain of memory on it.
Yeah.
So you hit in, they go to 1, but because you unsuspend, you go back to 0. It's like, I guess I swing again then. And they look at you like, yeah, I guess you do.
Yeah, that shock factor on the opponent's face, and I think they're just like, I've just won. No, I haven't.
Happened a couple of times. They weren't very happy to say that though. Then the last cards that you played was, I think we've mentioned it at least a dozen plus times so far, Mega Death.
Absolutely brilliant card. Brilliant option card in the deck. Just being able to suspend one of your opponent's card and then like bouncing another one back to their hand. It's just amazing. Probably one of the best option cards, dare I say,
it's fantastic.
In this current format at the moment.
So good.
Just amazing. Can't say anything more than that, really. Won me a lot of games.
So I saw a few people trying to do Giga Death. It's like you're giving people way too much memory for what that card really does, especially when most of your games are going to be against people that just don't really make wide boards.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, against, I think, who is it? Like D-Reaper next format makes sense because they make like these massively wide boards. You just want to be like, nope, I've had enough of this tomfoolery, you stop right now. So,
yeah.
I've only got really 2 questions left for you, Phil. And that's,
Okay.
1, you didn't play a boost card. You didn't play green, or you didn't play blue, you didn't play Howling. I saw Howling was getting teched into a few of the Imperial decks.
Yeah. I think it was just down to space. And the other thing was I felt like with the option cards that I had available, I know that Memory Boost or Howling to delay my opponent and that would have been very sort of like useful, especially against like the mirror. But I felt that with with my particular build with the Imperialdramon deck, it is more playing on tempo, which is like a style I enjoy playing. So it's sort of like building up sort of like momentum sort of every turn. And I felt that if I had cards like, I mean, not so much about the blue memory boost, which I saw a few of my opponents like play, but with like the Howling, it feels like it can sort of like stunt the deck a little bit, because you're playing first or like stall and that, which this deck doesn't suit its style as such. And I'm not sure with like sort of like most of the Imperialdramon decks, no, but with this particular one, I didn't feel the need to use like
You won Ice Wars enough, really.
Yeah.
Imagine that at 4. Oh.
Oh god, no! I think everybody would just we were wondering, when they're going to get that banned again. That card. But I think in JP they really love that card. Well, they loved it and hated it, I think, at the same time. But
it ruins like 2 of their metas, really, because essentially it was blue hybrid stun and security control, and then once they realised what Mega Digimon Fusion did, probably took them like literally 2 formats to figure out what that card did. And then it was blue stun versus yellow hybrid, and it was a case of like, these 2 decks just are the only things you can really play in the format, because either you just don't get to play, or you don't care what your opponent's stunning you, because you'll just recover to the point where they'll deck themselves out of it eventually. And I suppose my final question, Phil, is who was it you want to thank for this helpful insight into your deck?
Oh, it's Jordon Marple. He plays at my locals at Skyward Games in Lowestoft. He actually helped me with teching in that one tech of the Chimeramon, as well as sort of like make me think about like playing like the jamming Vmon versus like the Madoki Betamon there, and he really helped with this deck and that, and I've just got this is my way of thanking him. But yeah, also I want to thank you and I to actually for actually using your platform and has helped me showcase this deck, which I'm really I feel very humbled and very grateful, and I thank you.
Well, I appreciate it, Phil. It's very nice of you to spend your time here, especially the last hour or so that you've been with me trying to figure out the technical difficulties, and the last 44 minutes of doing this interview.
Yeah.
Getting your thoughts in the deck, and obviously you played very well to get second and 15th from the day before, so it's not as though you had one really good day and one really bad day. You had 2 performances that obviously showed how good you were at this game.
Oh, I don't know. There's so many good players, that it just really depends on the day how your deck performs. I really thought that Yellow Hybrid was going to dominate the format. Seeing so many like deck lists out there for that particular deck, and it's really good, especially against this deck. It's like very impressive, and you've got to gain that advantage early on. I don't know how you felt, with like if when you played against or play test against Yellow Hybrid, but I felt like if you didn't get ahead early on, that you fell behind.
for me with Yellow Hybrid, it was really weird because it was a case of like, it all depends on how they can play. If they're not playing Rapid Mon, I don't care what they're doing because I'm not scared of anything else they can do normally. Because their fall down modes don't kill me. I'm not massively too scared of Susanoo. I know it's going to kill one of my stacks, but if I've got like 2 stacks or I've got enough memory where I can rebuild a stack, it's not so detriment to my game. It's just Rapid Mon. Because 8 times out of 10, you're going to finish your turn on a Dragon mode, drop your level 4s into your battlefield ready for next turn to either go into a Chimera or a Dino or a Heldra. And then if they had access to, let's say, a Patamon, they digivolve into Rapidmon, and obviously that killed off your level 4s, and then do some damage to your poor little Imperialdramon mode. But then it'd be your turn again. So obviously you're not really too unhappy about that because you'll then either go into fighter mode or you'll start building up your next monster again. So Yellow Hybrid wasn't that bad. It was essentially more what's in their security.
Yeah.
Like I was never too scared of what their board was doing because they're too busy trying to stop you from killing them when you're outspeeding their recovery rate normally. Whereas blue-green Imperialdramon was just essentially a case of who can slap the fastest.
Yeah. Yeah. I did feel like, when they've bring out the Zoes and that, and they're boosting up their security, and they're making their Digimon in their security like plus. Some of them are making them like plus 9,000 and that. And then I bring out my Imperialdramon and he's got jamming. It doesn't matter how big their body is.
They're spending all this memory to stop, like, essentially block you off from, like, dying on their security. But it's a case of essentially, unless you've got a Wyvern's Breath, there's nothing in your security that I'm scared of at the moment.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna swing for 6 this turn, and if you can't stop me next turn, I'm gonna finish the game. Because a lot of them will give you like 5, 6, 7 X amount of memory, and if you've already got a Davis and Ken on the field, you can instantly go into a Digimon that will give you more memory. There's a few cases where I finished games where I was at like start of my turn, I had like 12 memory.
Yeah.
So my memory's capped at 10 already. So it's a case of like, sure, yeah, I can literally just build a whole new board. I can swing and I can win this game. I was quite unlucky, I suppose, because I fought 2 mirrors and then 2 security control, well, 2 Yellow Hybrids. So I didn't really get a taste of the meta. I just got essentially the newest deck versus the consistent deck.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, how did you find with the mirrors? Because
as I said, essentially it was whoever was swinging first was generally going to win, because if they've got jamming, they're not really scared of anything other than Mega Def in your security, and most people play 2 to 3, so the chances of them having more than 1 in their security is very low.
Yeah.
So generally you just punch through all their like V-Mons normally. It's like, oh, okay, I'm not scared of these.
That's right.
And then you have to hope, so then either on the following turn they would try to possibly Mega Def you, which is fine because you go back to like 3 or 4 memory, and then you just build your stack again, but they're already 1 step behind you because they didn't get to play any Digimon.
That's right, yeah.
So it's certainly a case of whoever swung first is essentially always going to be on that 1 step ahead.
I did also find that also having the Tamers out on the board was important as well, to not get memory choked. Like,
yeah, Davis was a good help, and then once your Davis and Ken was on the field, you always had access to Mega Def then, so that was a little less worrying.
Yeah. I think Davis is definitely, you needed that on the board. Otherwise, if your opponent had Davis on board and you didn't have Davis, it felt like you had one hand tied behind your back constantly, because like, I guess I'm going to have to drop my Steam Monster 3. Yeah. But no, I've managed to play on like the second on the Sunday. I think it was about 4 mirror matches of Imperial, like, and they were all different builds, all different variants and styles. And that one was playing me, the other one was playing. My final game was playing two Chimeras. One of my opponents was playing Memory Boost, and there's just so many variances, isn't there?
So the guy I played against in my third round, he was playing like a weird like armor Imperial.
Yeah.
So he was playing like 2 XV Mons, 2 Flame, 2 Magna, 2 Lydra, 2 Sting, 3 Chimeras, 4 Peldra. He was like, I can understand what he's trying to do there, but you're just trying to force 2 decks into each other, and they have just 2 different playstyles.
Yeah, I think that's the thing. You either do one or the other. You either play Armor Rush or you just play, Imperial. DNA.
He played Mimi as his memory tamers.
Oh,
So what he
wow.
would do essentially was get to Imperialdramon and then put his egg onto the field and then swing again.
Yeah.
So they always had access to their additional swing, which is how I lost my 3rd round. Was essentially like, last game, it's me versus him. Both got 1 security.
Yeah.
He gets a Mimi out from the last swing on the last security. He goes to free memory. Essentially puts his egg out, puts a rookie on it, taps his Mimi, and that was it for the game.
Yeah. It's a bit like Lobo, isn't it? In a way.
Yeah.
Feels like it.
It's a weird Lobo, yeah. It's like, oh no. I can't stop this.
But I've noticed a lot of the deck lists and coming out from North America, they're actually playing Mimi as part of their deck. But
so,
you know,
really funny.
It's a bit weird though. That's the thing with the tamer composition. That's the problem. You know,
because a lot of people are doing like 2 Davis, 1 Mimi, and then like 2 Davis and Ken.
Yeah.
I suppose it's my own fault really, because when I was doing the whole like how to make a cheaper version of Impildra, I was like, play Mimi, because she's a memory setter. She's fairly good if you can get level 5s out, because all your level 5s are green. And then yeah, a lot of people went with that idea because it's like, well, I'm not paying like $15 for a Davis. I'll pay $2 for a Mimi.
Yeah.
And obviously, so people have like gone like, I'll just get what I can, and it's like, oh, it works really well in this deck. It's like, of course it does. All your level 5s and above are green.
Makes all those Imperialdramons worth play.
So all your Imperialdramons are out. You got your 2 Donna Bees out. It's like, these are green. Yeah, both your Imperialdramons are green. So it's like, yep, sure, just swinging out, getting all my eggs out.
Yeah. No, but no, I think that Mimi is definitely a good idea. Definitely.
It's like a lot of the Armor Rush people now, they're playing only 2 Davises because they're taking in 1 Digimon Emperor.
Oh, really? Oh, because
they can activate armor.
Oh, it is. Yeah.
So if they crash into something with like Flame Dramon, it dies. Obviously, you armor purge down. And it's like, oh crap! I won't want to spend because I don't have a Kennel Davis on the field. They'll use armor texture, activate it because of Digimon Emperor, and then just pay the cost to evolve again. It's like, oh look, I'm going to spend. I can swing again.
That I've heard a lot of talk about the Digimon Emperor. Actually, I heard that nobody's actually like made full use of it yet, but people are starting to look into it.
Yeah, a lot of people say how terrible it is, and I was like, no, it's a really good card. Like, you'll be surprised how good that card really is. A lot of people are like, no, like, you know, no one's ever going to bring a rookie out. They're going to obviously level up in the breeding area one more time. But you got to think, like, in a meta where one deck is winning because it's literally turboing out security, like, destruction.
Yeah.
You're going to need to do something like that, where you bring a rookie out. Or play a Mimi. You know, whatever. I think I've had enough of your time tonight. I'm sure you want to go to bed or have a rest.
Yeah.
As you've been with me for an hour now. Well, an hour and 10 minutes.
Yeah. Anyway, thank you. Thank you,
Phil. Thank you for being here.
For the interview. I just felt like, you know, because you're such I felt that you're a really good like YouTube like content creator, and for this particular game, and that I felt that, you know, I felt it was, for me, you know, I felt it was nice, you know, to like to do something, you know, like to like bring some exclusive content, and I feel like, well, exclusive sort of like deck profile, no, for this particular deck, and I did think of you first, no, when I was thinking of wanting to do this profile for this deck.
It's appreciated, it really is, because it's nice to know that you think so highly of me, and you really shouldn't, but I do appreciate it.
You're very welcome. Anyway, but keep on bringing those videos out. I do enjoy watching them.
I'm doing what I can. Hopefully, in the next week or so, we'll be having more streams as we're getting better internet. So, fingers crossed. We'll have some
Excellent.
hour-long streams, 2-hour-long streams. We'll have some videos going up every now and again. So, hopefully, we'll keep everyone entertained for a little bit longer.
Brilliant. Excellent.
Phil, thank you very much for your time. It's very appreciated, and thank you for being so generous with your time as well.
Thank you. Thank you very much.